Yo, what up?
What's going on, boys?
This is the Squeegee Life with me and Mark Tanner.
Episode 17.
Cause ain't nobody else cool enough to fucking be on the show. That's why. Ho ass
So,
bitches.
I have to ask, because the
Yeah.
other day you made a comment about other podcasts showing up around and window cleaning. I don't search for it, so is someone else out there making an attempt?
Everybody's got a fucking
Yeah.
deal going on now, dude.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's painful, but
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't know. It's cool. In a way, it's flattering, but then again, it's just like, man, I don't think any of these dudes realize the difficulty in store in front of them, because you're only gonna be able to fucking talk so much about window cleaning, solar panel cleaning, fucking carpet cleaning, fucking pressure washer. There's only so much you're gonna be able to do that. You know what I mean?
And even if you find out how to drag that on for an hour and a half to 2 hours, you'll be putting the people to sleep by the time you get to the third or
These
fourth
dudes is on there for like 2.5 hours, 2 hours talking there like nobody watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just I don't know. I mean, it's cool, I guess. Whatever's whatever, but nobody can be T Squeegee and Mark Tanner. So that's the end of that.
Yeah.
Oh. Fucking, all that shit's comical to me. You know what I mean? It's weird how touchy people get about certain things. Like, I'm a little touchy about that, because it's like we've been doing this, and I feel like if it wasn't for us in Jersey paving the way, none of these fucking dudes would be doing this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
bow
down.
Yeah. We're Taylor Mormon.
Yeah. And go.
That's the gayest part of any one of those statements, when someone says "and go."
And go.
Like, okay, I've been waiting all day. I'm raring to get out of the gate. What is this, a fucking race?
Yeah. Who gives a shit? Yeah. Who cares? I don't know. If you guys want, you guys can go to www.patreon.com/Squeegee Life and donate to the podcast. Any donation is appreciated. You can go to www.thesqueegeelife.com. Here eventually next month, I'm going to change the blog page, write another blog. But I want to hear about window cleaning. This channel is called Squeegee Life, correct? Yeah.
Right. All right, Richie.
Mark, Richie is he's just so funny, that guy.
Go sew something. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't fucking know, man.
I got a call today from Chris Johnson, who's a young up-and-coming window cleaner.
Yeah.
It's a good kid, Mm-hmm. I don't mean he's a kid, but very focused,
Mm-hmm.
And gave him a little bit of free, friendly advice about,
Mm-hmm.
He's doing some soft washing and, and basically don't reinvent the wheel. Do what you got to do.
Yeah. Make
your money. Don't go out and spend a shit ton of money on all this fancy-ass equipment, because that doesn't pay the bills.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cares if you got a $5,000 rig or a $1,000 rig, as long as the end results are good and you know what you're doing with it. Those expensive toys will come down the road if you choose to go that route.
Well, if you go to any one of those forums, those guys will tell you need to spend like 50 G's coming out the gate, or you're not doing it right. Yeah.
I'll tell you a funny one. I had opportunity, I think I mentioned to you, for a certain fairly large drugstore, chain, and there's a lot of them in my state, and I said, well, I would be interested in 3 counties, that are within reason, and so in speaking with another guy that had them in your state, TJ, he's like, well, what was your pricing? Because I had them for about 4 months and I wasn't making much money on them, and I said, well, to do the sidewalk in the front, rinse down the front entry of the building, the drive-through, where you pick up your scripts, and the dumpster area is I had it at $450 plus another $75 for the outside windows, $75 for whatever you can reach on the inside. He's like, man, I was at $225 for the windows and pressure cleaning. I go, well, it doesn't look like they're going to want to spend that kind of money, but that's what it's got to go. So if you remember, Ron Musgrave was hounding all over the the drugstore saying that you need to go in here and get this service. Yeah, well, guess what? They're not going to pay you, dude. They want to pay nothing.
Right.
And they want to do it quarterly.
Yeah.
And they want it to look like shit in between. And the first time what people don't realize is the first time that there's a corporate visit in a district or in a county, however they're divided up, you're going to be there 2 hours before that visit, so it looks spotless. So in the real world, these guys are thinking, hey, it looks great. Look, we don't need to do anything more. Right. And in the meantime, when you got there, it was a shithole.
Yeah.
So sometimes there's not a lot of money in volume. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The check at the end of the month is brilliant. You look at that and go, holy shit, look what I'm getting. But what you got to do to get it is nuts. Yeah. I mean,
anybody watching, give this a like. We'd appreciate the likes, and I need my thumbs down. Someone always gives me a thumbs down every time I say give us a like. Share this around to any of the groups that you guys are involved in. Get more people watching. You know what I mean? Get everybody else hip to the Squeegee Live podcast.
I was just watching a video that had a specific someone that had 10 thumbs up and 9 thumbs down. So I had to make it a 10-10 game.
Is it a 10-10 game?
Yeah, it's a 10-10 game right now. But
I've seen the same thing.
Yeah, but you know what? The amount of people looking at it is drastically reduced.
Right.
Nobody's paying no attention to that shit no more.
No. That's why he's got Lee Burbridge out there right now, because he needs some kind of social media support, because he's on life support when it comes to social media. He can't fucking do nothing without getting fucking banged out in the ass. I mean, his booty hole is reamed totally out. It is what it is. People like that just make their own bed. Social media, in this industry is a big deal. That's how a lot of these dudes sell their shit. You know what I mean? And if you're not, if you're a fucking douchebag or a cocksucker, people are going to be like, fuck, I'm not fucking with this guy anymore. You know what I mean? And they're just going to, the feedback's not going to be feedback. It's going to be negativity. That's what you're going to get. You're going to get thumbs down and people like, shut up. And Lee Burbridge and Perry Tate. Okay, Jay. Jay said I can't share. I'm only in your groups. Now you're in the window cleaning talk group. Oh, speaking of the window cleaning talk group, I got fucking blocked by Craig Hendenzel, the lead flow me over there at the end of the flow. He fucking blocked me. Fucking what, dude? And I've never been nasty to that guy ever, not one time. He posted a picture of his IWCA certificate and shit. And, this other dude was like, oh, the IWCA is a fucking scam. It's a ripoff. And I don't agree with that. No. I feel like anything like the IWCA, you're going to get what you put into the IWCA. That's, if it's a good resource. If you're looking for support in certain areas or something like that, there's some stuff there that you could definitely use. You know what I mean? Without a doubt. What's up, Jason Snyder? We got to get that documentary rolling. We need to get a timeline so we can get Richie over here in Ohio to investigate those locations with us, Jason. But anyway, so he posted a certificate of his IWCA membership, and this dude made that stupid ass comment, and then I said something, which I was like, you got all the whole Flomy squad in here about to jump your shit, you know what I mean? Because it was every dude from into the flow was in there giving him the fucking business about it.
You haven't realized that Flomy squad rides in on fucking unicorns.
Yeah, them motherfuckers ain't no joke.
Them motherfuckers will stab your ass.
I'll tell you this. Anthony Padlow, I guess I think that's the way you pronounce his name. I really like Anthony, and everybody knows that Kevin Hargis is my nugget buddy. Kevin Hargis is from fucking Michigan. He stopped down, and we had lunch together. He's a really good dude. He gave a speech about small business and owner-operator companies at the huge convention. He's a really good dude. Actually, him and I and his wife and my wife are going to meet and have some dinner here one of these days and just shoot the shit. But he's a really good dude. A Gabriel, that other dude from the End of the Flow, another really awesome, solid ass dude. I like them all. I even like Craig too. I was really cordial with Craig. Craig's right up the road from me, like 30, 45 minutes away from me in Lakewood. He's 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 a little eccentric. He's a different kind of dude, but I don't think he takes other people's opinions very well. And when alls I was saying was, this argument is fucking stupid. You guys fighting back and forth for 2 days about this guy's opinion is dumb. It's turning people off. And to be honest with you, it looked a little shallow because none of you guys were talking about the IWCA until they approached you to promote their fucking shit.
Yeah.
So it seems hollow what you're doing right now. You know what I mean? It's like, why die on this hill? Just be like, I don't agree with that. I think you're full of shit. End of discussion. That's all you need to say. Because people are going to join the IWCA whether that guy thinks it's a scam or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, they are. The thing
your job to promote the IWCA is not fucking feed into that negativity. It's to push the IWC up and fucking be like, I really think we could change your mind, and this is why. That's all you need to say. Arguing with him and all, that's just fucking stupid. And then me pointing that out to you and then you blocking me is some hoe-ass bitch shit, some soft as Charmin shit.
Yeah,
like, you want to be that opinionated, and then another guy gives you his opinion, and you don't like it, so you fucking, like, block me? Come on, dude. That's so stupid. That's just like Perry. You know what I mean? Like, he rather than fucking stand up and face the criticism, he wants to block. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't want to, I choose not to engage with you, but I'm going to talk about you all the time when you're not around to all my buddies and shit. You know what I mean? So,
that ain't good. But you know what? Look.
Fucking stupid, man.
If you take yourself out of your experience out of the equation, and whether you were working with the guy that you got your business from, or like me working for family, and if you're just coming into the window cleaning world and want to start up a business or go transfer from working for someone to do yourself, it's nothing but an asset. There's nothing wrong.
Right.
And now, from what I'm understanding, they lowered the pricing on it. It's a very fair association to join now. They do offer a lot of benefits as far as literature and the trade show and learning stuff and marketing.
Yeah.
I mean, and look, it's a couple $100 now. How could you? I mean, I saw Henry. Yeah. They told Henry, look, we'll give you a free thing if you're not getting nothing out of it in a year. You move on.
Draper, is it Michael Draper, the guy that
Michael Draper was going to pay his way.
AWC magazine, he was going to pay for Henry, and then that's fucking cool as shit, man. That's when's the Taint Leblow video coming? I don't know, man. Somebody sent us, I forgot he did the 12 Days of Christmas. We ought to eat that shit the fuck up. Listen, man.
We got to pick out one because I know there's a couple new ones floating out there. The one I just watched, which I think you and I discussed, really not going to be a stellar one to cut it up, but we can. We'll find.
Well, listen, I could tell you this right now. Lee Burbridge is in China right now to shoot video and help Perry promote his product before Black Friday. He's going to go hard body karate. Mark my words, you guys all watching here and anyone that listens to this later. Perry Tate is going to throw. You're going to get so many. It's going to be adtacular. He's going to be going hard body trying to sell shit. I know because someone told me, a little birdie told me at the huge convention, that he's got to make his nut before winter. You know what I mean? Because we ain't buying. Nobody in America is buying shit in the wintertime. You know what I mean? Unless you're down south. But so trust me, we're just laying up right now. We're laying up in the cut, watching my man's get out there and embarrass himself with dish soap and fucking water-fed pole brushes, and the dude's an oxymoron. Like the window weapon's the best thing in the world, and then he's got to add shit to it to make it work. He's just a scrub ass dude. He's just a scrub. He just needs to stop dealing in absolutes. That's that guy's problem. He deals in absolutes like this is the end all be all, and it's not, man. It's not, man. That Tucker fucking alpha scrubber is badass. You want to know why it's badass? Because it's simplistic. There's nothing to it. It's a fucking plastic platform with Velcro on it. You stick fucking media to scrub shit off the glass, and it's got a rinse bar. It's not fucking. It's not designed like the space shuttle, like we're going to fucking fly to the fucking moon. You know what I mean? This guy tries to over-design everything. He tries to make it flashy, make it crazy colors, so retards buy his shit and think it's good.
Understand when you are talking to someone who has very little experience, a new person into the industry, that's the target that he's hitting at. So when he starts talking about bending water and hydrophilic
Yeah,
and
man, just
hydrophobic,
dude.
and only this brush is going to deliver the water the same way. People get sucked into that. But hey, look, let them buy it. Who cares? I mean,
My thing is this, man. You're selling. If you look at the price between that Tucker Alpha scrubber, even after it goes off sale, like he sold 300 of those, dude. Like
yeah,
out the
yeah,
gate, just
yeah,
boom, 300, just like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Um, I mean that goes without saying, and it's because of the price. You look at the price comparison between the two and what they offer. Come on, man.
But you know what it is, though?
Come on,
It
man.
keeps it. Sean knows how to keep it simple and functional.
And yes, and yeah.
When was the last time you heard anybody saying my jets are squirting the wrong way, or the fittings don't work right and it's leaking, or I had to stuff a piece of rolled up Teflon tape or a piece of tree branch in the brush to make it work?
You don't hear that about that shit. You
dude,
just don't.
If you raise the hood of a 70s Ford and look under there, you could start it with a screwdriver and a 1-foot piece of wire and drive away with that. Look under the hood of a 2015. You don't even know what anything is. Okay?
Exactly.
You want it simple, and that.
Well, dude, he's the Apple of fucking window cleaning, dude. He's the Dyson of window cleaning, dude. That pisses Mark off more than anything is when he says that. Yeah, if him and Lee are watching, hey, guess what? You guys are both fucking bitches, and I hope Lee stretches out your butthole tonight, taint. With a ball bat. Use Crisco, brother. Use Crisco. Yeah, them two dudes together is like oil and fucking oil. You know what I mean? They're just perfect for each other. Two greasy, slimy fucking cocksuckers all together in one fucking room. I feel sorry for Harrison because he's actually seems like a decent enough kid.
Harrison's pretty smart.
Yeah, Harrison's I like.
Always just hanging around.
Yeah. I like Harrison, but his dad's a fucking scumbag, and I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about it. I had nothing but favorable dealings with Harrison. He seems like a level-headed kid. His dad's a scumbag. Sorry, bro.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah,
as Richard
I don't know.
would say, so there's that.
See, there's everyone's. Jason Lehman bought two. Jason Snyder bought two. You know what I mean? I've got my original one. The Velcro's falling off of it, the test model. The Velcro's pulling off. Sean was nice enough to send me one to test out. I did a little video comparison. I don't know if you watched it or not. Did you watch it? I mean, yes, I felt like one guy was like, that's extremely biased. I don't think I was biased in the. I mean, what I showed in the video between the two. I mean, I think I have very valid points considering I had both of them before they went on sale. I had a giant box of scrub pads that Perry sent me, and it feels like he's trying to make as much money as he can on that. I mean, that's clear.
Yeah.
That's clear that he's which is nothing wrong with that, but I just feel like the price is inflated by 3.
Well,
I could see maybe try and charge double.
I want to give them some credit here. Okay, the scrub pads are cool. Okay, the way they're stitched up, I got no issue with the scrub pads.
Yeah.
However, the scrub pads are not as big as the rest of the brush. So you got that inch on each side. Okay, that's a little fall, but it's nice to be able to change out the different media.
Well, he's already rectified that situation by making the window weapon deep frame, aka Mark and TJ's idea.
Yeah. You know what else though? What else is that you're buying these pads that you can that are stitched and different abrasives, let's call it, on them. That's all good. But when you put the right Velcro, you don't need. You can use a white pad. You can use a gray pad. You don't need anything on there.
Right.
It doesn't need. You can take that brush, of Sean's, and go to Home Depot and get you a couple squares of blue Scotch-Brite pad, cut them, and put them on. They'll last you, a month. There's no need. I think it was Kevin or somebody bought like 400 white pads to put on. They were all stacked up.
Oh, and Kevin Hargis, yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. But you notice those white pads don't have Velcro on the back. You don't need it. With the
right Velcro, you're good to go.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's a great product. Fuck Perry and Reach It, and we're gonna go hard body karate on them from October to November. Just shitting on them every chance we get. You know what I mean? So this right now, starting October 1st is the. Boycott Reach It campaign. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So, well, to answer Jason's question, he has to understand that if TJ sees a video or I see a video and look into it, something a light goes off and say, okay, I'm gonna TJ say I'm gonna call Marker. I'll call TJ. This is the one,
Yeah.
and we're not gonna put something. I think all the ones that we've done have been fucking brilliant, and funny as shit. And I would watch them over and over.
Mm-hmm.
And to laugh at your own self is kind of arrogant, but I think they're fucking funny when I'm involved, and even the ones when I'm not involved, like the kickstander and all that.
Right. Well, that's the thing. It's got to be totally organic. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's got to be totally organic. Once, trust me, something will get put up that we'll be able to clown on. There's no
Yes.
question.
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
no question. I mean, if I wanted to, I could take all the video, use it in Fair Use Act, chop it all up, and get them talking about blowing dudes and shit. You know what I mean? All I got to do is just steal their voices. I've chopped it. I did that on a rap track. I know most of you guys probably heard the rap track that I did. I took somebody's voice and fucking, made them say what I wanted them to say. You know what I mean? It's just all about, whether or not it's going to be funny or not. You know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean? So, we're just laying up in the cut. You guys don't worry about the Squeegee Life podcast and the Squeegee Life YouTube channel. We'll hold it down. We got it. And we've always got, Tim is fucking, Tim's laying up in the cut too. He's ready. He's poised for action as well. So on the Outlaw Window Cleaner YouTube channel. So it's all gonna, trust me, it's all good. The hilarities are coming. I do want to send out a little bit of, I'm going to put up the squeegee signal. If you guys would like a couple of you dudes, I feel like you know who I'm talking to. A couple of you dudes, reach out to me. And I want to get a Halloween episode together. And I want a few people to get involved. I don't know. I don't think we'll be doing it live. What we'll do is we'll end up recording a special episode for the Patreon members. That's an actual, I feel like they deserve shit. You know what I mean? That's just me personally. I'm not saying we're not going to do the podcast. We'll do the podcast. Our podcast closer to Halloween will probably gear more towards the paranormal and shit like that anyways, just like it always, we always go back to that, because that's just something we can have a laugh over. And some of us, namely me, I don't Mark, he's whatever about shit, but I'm like, a lot of that stuff, I believe that shit. You know what I mean? So I'm a stupid fucker. You know what I mean? I like that shit. So, and speaking of which, I was fucking today. I watched. I went down the YouTube rabbit hole. First, I started off. Hell yes for the Halloween episode. Awesome, just awesome, great. Then you know what to do. Hit me up, bro. But I watched this Friday. I listened to the Joe Rogan Experience while I was working. They had Dan Aykroyd on.
Yeah.
And Dan Aykroyd is fucking like balls deep, like fucking ghosts, Bigfoot,
Really?
UFOs. Yeah, balls deep, dude. Yeah, balls deep. Yeah. That's crazy. Dude. Some of his experiences that he related to, and some of the things that he talked about, like one of them was the Betty and Barney Hill. I don't know. Do you know that? Do you know?
No.
Well,
No,
it's
I don't know about that.
in the 50s. A mixed race couple. What's up, Kevin Hargis? We were just talking about you too, dude.
What's up, Kevin?
Did you get my debate? Oh, no, you sent me a debate. Where did you... Oh, no, I didn't, Jason. Fucking Lehman sent us a debate. Hey, the podcast is young, so I might be able to make that happen while we're going here,
Okay.
Jason.
Okay.
Thank you, Jason. What was I talking about? Oh, well, anyways... This mixed race couple, Betty and Barney Hill, they fucking were traveling from somewhere, I think in New Hampshire. I think it's New Hampshire. I'm not too sure, but they were, because, again, I fell down a YouTube rabbit hole. There's only so much information the brain can store. But they were abducted, had missing time and shit. You know what I mean? And they passed lie detector tests and all this shit. But Dan Aykroyd was talking about that. That's where I found out. I guess the dude, I apparently he must hosted a bunch of, I think a couple paranormal shows, like documentary style shows. About UFOs and shit like that. Yeah, so I didn't realize Dan Aykroyd was that balls deep, and he was balls deep. The volleyball player Gabriella Reese?
Yeah.
I think she's a volleyball player. I could be wrong. She might be something. I don't know. She might play soccer. Who knows? Anyways, she, I guess, apparently also had a Bigfoot encounter too. Like something shook her RV and shit, like all fucking crazy. You know what I mean? Which
Yeah,
I guess
yeah,
could have been a bear, but she swears that it was a Bigfoot. At least that's what Dan Aykroyd says. So,
yeah.
yeah,
That's
dude.
cool. Well,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was original Ghostbuster, dude. I wonder if he's got any of that equipment laying around still.
Huh?
I wonder if he's got any of his Ghostbuster equipment laying around.
Oh, well,
Him,
you
the
know, that's,
badass
you know,
gun.
his father and his grandfather, or maybe it was his grandfather and his mother or something like that, were actual mediums, like they fucking spiritualists back in the day and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So I'm sure that's where it came from. Yeah, yeah. Jason said that Joe Rogan Dan episode was phenomenal. Dan out-talked Joe. Yeah, it was really surprising. And Jason Snyder says that Aykroyd is hugely involved in UFO
That's cool.
research, which I
Yeah,
knew
yeah, yeah,
that, but I didn't realize the Bigfoot. I mean, he's like balls deep, dude. You know,
yeah,
balls
yeah,
deep.
yeah.
I don't know. I
I'll
tell
have to
you.
check it out. Yeah, I need to listen to some podcasts. I mean,
I'm dude. The Joe Rogan experience. What I would really like you to do, if you would let me walk you through, like maybe 5 to 10 episodes. Like you got to listen to these. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
send me a message, dude. I'd like
And
to.
I'll send you the podcast episode. The first
Yeah,
one I want you to listen to is the very first appearance of Joey Diaz on the Joe Rogan Experience.
yeah,
You have to hear. You'll hear one Joey Diaz, and then you'll go through the podcast list looking for Joey Diaz episodes.
yeah.
And they're
That
easy to
could.
find. You can find them on YouTube.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean? Whatever's whatever. And also you can download it on your phone, so you can listen to the audio version.
yeah,
But dude, I met him in Chicago. He's a cool dude. Yeah, it's it's a really good podcast, man. And it's not just about shit like that, but it's comedy. It's fucking, he had Bernie Sanders on, dude.
Oh boy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm with you on
Okay.
that. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just saying that's the caliber of folks he'll get on the show.
Yeah, yeah.
The guy, Bob Lazar, the Area 51 dude, he
Yeah.
was on there.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think I
that's,
listened to that one because we talked about that a
yeah,
little
that's
while
right.
back.
hmm
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, but we talk about window cleaning too, guys. We just like to talk about other shit. You know what I mean? We don't like to just talk about window cleaning. It's just like this podcast, I guess you could kind of like refer to us as that shit window cleaners say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or shit
Yeah.
window cleaners talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think all the years I clean glass, when I clean glass with somebody, we always talked about dumb shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
You're
yeah,
trying to pass
yeah.
the time. You know what I mean? That's what this is about. Is for you to like put your fucking earbuds in, sit back, clean some fucking glass, and listen to two dumbasses talk about window cleaning and Bigfoot and fucking, how stupid fucking Perry Tate is and how
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders is a fucking crazy bastard.
Yeah, he is nuts. He is nuts.
Yeah. Crystal Skull vodka I'll have to try, although I don't drink. I've had it before. It tastes pretty good. It's a different kind of, it's an all natural kind of vibe. You know what I mean? That Crystal Skull vodka or Crystal Head. Also believes in about the Crystal Skulls, right?
No.
The Benson and Hedges skulls. You don't know nothing about those?
No.
Well,
No.
they're these like fucking old ass skulls that what you want to call it, these nuts. These people found in the fucking I don't know, who knows where they found them at, bro. What's up, Jason Thomas? Never seen that guy here before, but welcome. Dude, I don't know, man. It's they're like these crystal skulls. They look like actual skulls, bro.
Okay.
Like, and they're supposed to be really, really old, and there's no tool marks on them or nothing, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Jason wants to know if you're going to watch Ferrari versus Ford. I see everybody sharing that around.
Oh yeah, so far as I know, because I've seen the trailer. Jason sent it to me again. Pretty much the story behind Carroll Shelby and how they went over to beat Ferrari with the GT40 program. So yeah, of course I'm gonna watch that.
You see, these guys are fucking Reach It went fucking live or posted a video the same time that we started. He's so whack, bro.
He's trying. Give him an A for effort.
That dude is so whack, man.
Yeah.
Jason, where did you send that to, my dude? I want to find it. I want to use it.
Tell him to send it over in Voxer. Doesn't Jason Voxer?
I think he should. Yeah, Jason Voxers. I don't know. I don't know why he doesn't Voxer me the messages. That would be good too. Well, he's probably following directions. I wonder where he sent it to, though. You got to tell me where you sent it, my dude.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
And anyone listening can reply in the comments. I think this might be pretty cool.
Oh, you got mad love, Jason Thomas. I'm just saying, I ain't never seen you on here. Is what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah.
We got mad love for you, dog. Don't worry.
Yeah, man.
To Messenger. Which Messenger, Jay? Go ahead, Mark. Sorry, buddy.
No, you're on death row.
Yeah.
What's your last meal?
What's my last meal?
Yeah.
Shit. You already know, bro.
Yeah, come on.
I'll tell you right now. My grandma's fucking sausage gravy and biscuits.
Yeah.
With hash browns. That's what I would go for, and a big and probably a half gallon of vitamin D milk, ice cold.
Yeah. Yeah.
And two Reese's peanut butter cups,
and two sleeves of Oreos.
And fry my ass up, boy. You gonna smell bacon, boy. Woo! There's a lot of back fat on this motherfucker right here. I want to say something because it just popped into my head. I don't want you into the flow guys think that I don't like y'all, especially Craig. Craig, I don't dislike you, man. I'm just mad that you fucking blocked me for my opinion. You know, it is what it is. And IWCA, we got nothing but, we got nothing respect for the Peter Artusa and the IWCA. We had Peter on the podcast. Peter is a patron. If the IWCA wants to be a patron, you could always sponsor the Squeegee Life podcast, right, Mark? Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put some stickers in the background.
Yeah, we'll put some stickers in the background. I'll put your fucking banner up here on the screen. All you got, just reach out to us if you want us to peddle your wares.
Exactly.
Listen, man, all of that shit is good, man, for the industry. All of that shit is good. You know what I mean? That's just me. No neck squat for life. No necks. Look at that. I barely got a neck, but I got more of a neck than fucking he does, though.
Yeah. He sent it to Boxer.
Oh, did he? Okay, I'm gonna check it.
Yeah.
Yes, I got it, Jason. Yeah, listen, I got mad love for all that shit. I think it's great for the industry. I really do. Like the huge convention, I think that's great. I think it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I'm gonna be honest with you. The organizations are great, and the conventions are great. But the best thing about all of it is the interaction with your peers.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Getting to hang out with Steve-O and, Mike the big Squeegee Nichols, all those people, how fucking great that was. Great gleaming that information off those people, shaking hands, rubbing elbows. That's what it comes to, is the community, I feel like. And I feel like some people feel like maybe we're a little rough around the edges because we attacked Perry, but Perry did us dirty, man. You know what I mean? And that's that. You know what I mean? So we may be a little rough around the edges, but we are all about community.
Dude, you go drive around and look at window cleaners. Most of them are rough around the edges, man.
Yeah.
It's a street job.
Yeah.
It's a street job. It ain't no freaking suit and tie.
Yeah.
Here.
Anybody that's cleaning windows and listens to this podcast or whatever, makes their money cleaning windows, you've lived a hard Scrabble life at one point or another, and you're all about your doing shit on your own. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Clearly.
Yep.
So, making money and hustling, that's what it's about, is hustling.
Yeah.
And we're all hustlers, and you can't hustle a hustler. And that's what Perry Tate thinks. He's hustling a bunch of hustlers. And we called him on it. So, a lot of people are mad at us for that. You know what I mean? But you will not find these guys that are watching this podcast, and the two dudes that are talking here, and Tim and Josh and Richie, and you know what I mean, and Jason and Phil. You will not find a bigger group of guys that are willing to help someone quicker than right here. Yep. You won't find that. You won't find, when a GoFundMe goes around, all of us dudes are always trying to help out. Squeegee Life always does its thing. You know what I mean? So it's good for us as a community to be as cool as possible to each other. So that's why I'm not throwing no smoke at Craig. I'm just saying that's kind of shitty that you blocked me, bro. So that's all. You know what I mean? Because I really personally have nothing to do with the dude. I know he's close to me as far as that goes, and could possibly can be considered competition. But I want to be honest with you. What I'm doing, I'm going to just continue to do, no matter if there's 100 dudes from Lakewood down here or just me. It doesn't matter. You know, I'm just going to do my thing no matter what.
Well, not only that, you've been around over 10 years.
I've been doing this for 15 years.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you've been doing some of the same accounts for 10 to 15 years, let's say.
Good luck with all of that.
It's almost untouchable, yeah.
It's not about being untouchable. What I'm saying is I am been cleaning windows long enough to know that there is plenty of glass out there and there's plenty of jobs, because I walk away from quite a few. So you know what I mean? I'm not trying to be like, yo, my shit don't stink, but I'm just saying there's a lot of shit that I can't do. You know what I mean? And if if that was the case, then I guess I'd be worried. But it's not even that. I think the guy's a little eccentric, but I think he's all in all he's a great dude, man.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't have nothing personal against you, dude. I'm sorry you feel that way, because we are a valuable resource here at the Squeegee Life. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I feel like we are. Speaking of valuable resources, are you fucking coming up here or not? Is the deal going through or isn't it going through? You don't know?
I am just waiting.
God, you're gonna let me down, aren't you? You're really.
No, dude.
You're really. The
contract has been sent on Thursday of last week.
So it's the ball's in his court.
The ball's in his court. Yeah. At this point, it's up to them.
Right. Yeah. I'm with you on that. I'm ready to go. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. The only thing I ain't figured out is I got to look at my calendar to see what the end of the month is and see what I got to move around in my company to get done, stuff that has to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it'll be assigned out, and I'm going to be hanging with T.
Well, you're not going to be hanging with me. You're going to be working. I'm going to be watching.
Well, I'm still going to be hanging, man. Listen, I always make time for giggling.
Right, yeah, that's true.
I never take any of this shit seriously.
Yeah, and that's the main thing, man. I ain't trying to, I've only got a little bit of smoke in the window cleaning community with people. Perry's one of them. There's another dude that said some really awful things about Jennifer in Messenger. I blocked him a bunch of times. He likes to talk about me occasionally. He's from Texas. You'll see him in social media. I'm sure some people may know who he is, but I mean, me and that dude, to be honest with you, and I don't, I go to conventions and shit now, and I'm gonna tell you right now, on site, that dude's getting his hands on site.
Yeah.
On site. It don't matter. I don't care if we're standing in front of the fucking Simpol booth. I'm knocking your ass smooth the fuck out, bro. You're getting all of these hands, all of it. Y'all about to see another side of me. I'm for real. I loathe that dude. Nobody talks about Jen like that. That's just not nice.
That's off limits, man.
Yeah.
You don't mess with the wife or the kids.
You've seen what was said. You know what was said. You'd be just as mad as I am. I know you would. If somebody said that about Mrs. Tanner, you'd be ready to fucking fight.
No, be all over it, man. That's off limits.
Yeah. So, you can not like me as much as you want, but one thing you will not do is disparage that woman, because she's a fucking saint, and I will break your whole entire face off your body and shove it straight up inside of your asshole. I'm just letting you know right now.
Make a skin mask out of you.
Yeah, I will fucking wear you as a skin suit. For real, dude. I'm not fucking playing, bro. That's the only thing fuck with my girl and my kids. We got serious fucking issues that we need to resolve. Yeah. And if that motherfucker was anywhere within driving distance, no, not Eddie Stewart. Eddie Stewart's just a dipshit. That dude did he get kicked off the internet again?
I probably.
One of his posts got flagged in fucking and out in the Squeegee Laugh Pike. I didn't, if Eddie hears this or if Eddie talks to you, I did not. They flagged it and kicked him off Facebook. I just chuckled. Because as an admin, they send you a fucking, like a notification like this shit. Yeah, warning, this shit was removed from your shit because this guy's a jackass.
Well, Eddie Stewart, I think, and I could be wrong, about 2 years ago or so, I added him to a Facebook group called Dumbasses Are Us, and it's just memes and stupid shit. People doing stupid shit. He lives on that fucking page. Every time I open my Facebook, it says Eddie Stewart commented in Dumbasses. He loves that shit. I mean, if it has to do with a sandwich, a woman, he's all over it.
I dig his spirit, but there's sometimes that Eddie,
yeah, he does go over the line. There's no doubt.
Like his engagement with dudes is one thing, but when he starts engaging with women, it's like, dude, you gotta you have a little tact, man, just a little, dude, just a little, man.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, so it's different because she's a woman. Yeah, it is different. A little bit. It is a little bit different, man.
Like, shut up and make me a sandwich.
It is a little bit. My dad's the same way, though. Drives Jennifer fucking.
There's not even a place to put a filter on your dad. I learned that right away.
No. He'll say that shit straight up to you, right in front of your face. He don't care who's standing around him. He just says shit. Yeah, my dad's real bad with that.
Yep.
That drives Jennifer nuts too. She can't stand that.
Yeah.
The whole make me a sandwich shit, Jennifer hates that shit. Like when she says, do you want a sandwich? I'm like afraid to say, yeah, I would like a sandwich. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if I'm about to get a brick thrown at me or what.
I hear you. Look, I'm a firm believer there's a way to get anything you want out of someone. You just got to know how to ask for it. And there's a right way and a wrong way.
Yep. I agree completely. And I feel like it's all about sentiment, you know what I mean? And knowing someone, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And if you don't know someone, it's really a lot harder to take the piss out of them if they don't know it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, maybe sometimes I'm guilty of that. Like maybe sometimes people aren't fucking really aware of what I'm saying because it's hard to pass inflection off in text, you know what I mean? But I feel like we handle ourselves with tact somewhat.
You know what my problem is, and you know this about me, is that sometimes the mind and the mouth don't match up because shit comes out of my mouth long before the brain processes it. Because as I'm noticing something, the joke is being written. And it's sometimes, like, I have a buddy, right?
Yeah.
He's a good guy. He came up riding with us 2 weekends ago, okay?
Okay.
And he says, hey, man, I'm bringing my girlfriend up, my new girlfriend. And he had used to bring his old girlfriend. And do you mind? And I'm like, no problem. Bring her out. It's all good in the hood. So, dude, he shows up with this big old girl, right? I mean, definitely built for power, not speed. And she was nice. She was nice. And we made some dinner, right?
Yeah.
We made some dinner, and it was some kind of shrimp dish with scallops and stuff. It's a seafood dish my wife makes, kind of spicy. It's good. Well, she goes, he goes to me, she really doesn't like a lot of seafood. And I go, well, hey, man, I'm sure y'all brought food, or I'll put some burgers on the grill, whatever she wants. And she was, new to the area, so she didn't want to inconvenience. I said, that's no problem. I'll throw them on. She's like, no. And she ended up picking through the dish, and she goes off to do something else, and my buddy goes, I've only been with her for about a month now, but I can't get her to eat, and she's a big old girl, right? And he goes, I don't know what's going on there. She just doesn't eat. She don't eat. And he goes, I just can't get her to eat. And I just looked at him and I go, well, she looks like she's doing just fine on her own.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody don't eat and is that fucking big. You know what I'm saying? and there it is. Insert the fucking foot in the mouth. You should have shut up and went along with the flow, but it just made me laugh as I was saying it. Like,
sometimes
if you pitch it over the plate, I'm hitting it.
Again, I can't say this enough, but the fucking whole superimposing my grandpa in the back of that fucking video, that took some balls.
It was ghostly, dude. I had that thing for like 4 hours, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna send it. No, I'm not gonna send it. I'm gonna send it. No, I'm not gonna send it.
Well, I like how you set it up on a tee. You're like, listen, man, I'm gonna send you something. I hope it doesn't offend you. And I'm like, fuck. And then I see it, I'm like, this fucking guy is out of control. This motherfucker, I gotta get that picture on here. I'm fucking up by not getting it on here, but dude, that's so dude, it was so fucking funny, man.
Yeah. Well, it's like a white background, and I kind of sanded down the edges to make it look like it was funny. Yeah, it just kind of fit the whole thing.
Can I play this on the fucking podcast, Jason? I mean, is it PG-13? I'm not revealing it. TJ, do I have the authority to kick out an admin? Richie, I don't know if you do or not.
Richie's still looking at someone to kick out.
Yes, we need someone to join the Squeegee Life podcast group that don't like us so Richie can kick them out. He's like dying to use his authorities. I don't know. I'm going to I want to play this.
What is it? Is it
Mark's? Jason said a question, so I don't know.
Okay, here's the debate question. The best Johnny Cash or John Wayne, and then the most patriotic. That was my debate question.
So, who's the better Johnny Cash or John Wayne?
Well, it's kind of apples to oranges because one is a.
No, we're not talking about apples or oranges here. We're talking about Johnny Cash versus John Wayne. Who wins in a fight, Johnny Cash or John Wayne? Who wins?
I got to go with John Wayne. Man.
All right, John Wayne. John Wayne. That's one in the John Wayne column. Who can sing better, John Wayne or Johnny Cash?
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash. So that's 1v1 there.
Yep.
Who can outcool each other? Man, I feel like that's a smooth ass draw, man. You know what I'm saying? Because John Wayne will knock your dick in the dirt and steal your girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know what?
Ain't nothing cooler than there ain't shit you doing to that though.
Ain't nothing cooler than Johnny Cash playing at Folsom Prison. That's cool. The epitome of cool, right there.
That's cool. Yeah, I dig that.
Yeah,
Which one served in the military? Did either one serve in the military?
I think they both did.
I think that'll be the tiebreaker. I don't know.
Yeah.
We need to find that out. Did either John Wayne or Johnny Cash serve in the military? Whoever served in the military, they win. And if they both serve, then it's a tie because that's really hard, man. That's really, as you can see, John Wayne is in the back here, and I have right behind me. That's John Wayne right there. That's my John Wayne that my cousin Jason hooked me up with for the podcast. He's like, "You want John Wayne for the podcast?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" He's got a Winchester in his hand and shit. Look at him, that big ass loop, about to bust somebody up. Got that Hoggy style T-shirt in the back.
Yeah. Hey, so let me ask you one then.
Jason Snyder said both. It's Jason Snyder said both.
Who do you go to dinner with, John Wayne or Johnny Cash?
John Wayne.
Yeah, you could ask him anything you want. I don't know, man. Johnny Cash.
I have every single Johnny Cash album on my phone right now. I listen to Johnny Cash all the time.
He's brilliant. Some of the last stuff that he came out was really dark.
Well, he was fucking like he knew it. Yeah, he knew what was up, bro. When it's happening, you know.
Yeah,
my grandfather knew. You know the one you made a mockery of.
With Joaquin Phoenix,
the old guy that you made a mockery of.
No, I never made a mockery. It was in honor of his grandfather.
The only way it would have been better if it had like a tagline said R.I.P. Paps.
Yeah.
Free big Lowell.
Yeah.
Cash is outlaw. I'm with you on that. Cash is outlaw. I mean, I'm a huge Johnny Cash fan, but I'm also a huge John Wayne fan, and I feel like my affinity for John Wayne is mostly because of my grandpa, because that's who introduced me to John Wayne.
Yeah,
and Johnny Cash for that matter. But John Wayne, that's what we did was we watched John Wayne flicks together. You know what I'm saying? This is really fucking tough, man. It's a really tough decision. Take that back. Cash served, and so Johnny Cash wins, man. Johnny Cash wins. I mean, you got to kind of give him the tip of the hat because he served. You know what I mean? You got to give him a little tip of the hat. John Wayne was kind of acting like he served, so you got to kind of give it to Johnny. You know what I'm saying? John Wayne was a Freemason. I think that's another reason why my grandfather was so smitten with the guy. Yep. So my grandfather was a Mason as well. 32nd degree, as a matter of fact.
Nice.
While we're talking about it, there you go.
Who had more money? John Wayne when he died, or Johnny Cash? This is pretty cool.
When he died, I'm gonna say John Wayne.
Johnny Cash had $60 million. Mm-hmm. John Wayne had $50 million.
Oh, really?
So they're close. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Cool information there.
Regarding the nature of his job, Cash was honorably discharged as a staff sergeant on July 3rd, 1954, and returned to Texas August 7th, 2016. Okay.
Yeah.
Wayne entertained the troops. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, dude, that's that, dude. That's like the best debate question yet. I mean, it's kind of hard. That one's a tough one because we both like both Johns. You know what I mean? So.
You know what the problem is, though? If you look at society as a whole now, 50% of the population wouldn't want to be involved in this debate because what they're worshiping now is far from John Wayne or Johnny Cash. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
It's like, well, because these millennials are looking at people that are far from heroes or patriots.
Well, it's because no, it doesn't have anything to do with their thoughts on the person. It's the what it boils down to is masculinity. Being masculine is faux pas now. It's like you're not allowed to be masculine or patriotic. It's like really, what are you a man? Well,
you must be a racist dressed like that.
I'm kind of a dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But the masculinity is looked upon as a threat now, unless you need something masculine done, like running into a flaming fucking building and saving somebody, or laying your life on the line for some stupid politician's fucking war, but you do it because you believe in your country. Going out every night and policing streets that everybody wants to kill you on. Building skyscrapers, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Unless you want your car to fucking run, then it's okay to be masculine. But, that's just the way I look at it. It seems like just masculinity as a whole is a bad thing. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't, toxic masculinity, I guess. Is that what they call it? Where, guys are kind of chauvinistic pigs. I get that. And I get that, because I feel like as much as we want to pretend to be tough guys, I feel like Mrs. Tanner can hold it fucking down without Mark around. You know what I mean? And I feel like Jennifer could do the same. You know what I mean? Jennifer is she don't mind starting the weed whacker and mowing the lawn, and she'll do whatever she's got to do to make shit work. You know what I mean? She don't be like, oh, you know, I don't know how. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Yep. But still, I feel like the one is kind of at one without the other. It kind of makes things too fucked up. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what's wrong with America as a society, is that not so much that women don't know their place, it's just that women are trying to take the place. A lot of women are trying to take the place of what men do, and vice versa. Men are trying to do this now, but I really feel like the family dynamic as a whole is wrong, because now you can, just lop your cock off or not, and just say that you do, and wear a wig and pee with little girls, and it's all cool. And that's not fucking cool, man. I just don't feel like that's cool. Call me old school, but I don't want no big swinging dick taking a piss with my daughter. I just don't. Yep. I just don't. No. Is there something wrong with that?
There's something totally wrong that's acceptable.
Yeah, and it's just like a fucking boy dressing up as a girl and winning fucking track meets against girls. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck, man? You know what I mean? What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
I just feel like if it's going to be that kind of competition, are you proud? That's like fucking LeBron James wearing a fucking wig and going into the WNBA and fucking crushing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's going to lay it down, but he is going to have a decided advantage over all the other people that he's playing.
Wasn't there like an amateur MMA fighter that was a dude? And
Fallon
he identifies
Fox.
as a woman.
Fallon Fox.
Right.
A guy fighting fucking women. A guy fighting women. That's cool too. Apparently that's okay as well. It's also okay for teachers to be like, your genitalia does not define you as a person. It doesn't make. Jennifer shared something on Facebook that I saw. This preschool teachers teaching kids that if you got a cock and balls, it doesn't necessarily make you a boy. You know what I mean? Like, wait a minute. What are you like? You're like, what are these kids like 4, 5, 6 years old? What the fuck?
Yeah, but when you put it in their mind, a 4-year-old mind is a sponge.
Yeah.
Waiting to be, taught stuff.
To me, this is the way I look at it. Those are easily molded minds, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with if you're a girl liking girls, or if you're a boy you like boys, whatever. I'm not saying, or you feel like you're a girl trapped in a man's body or nothing like that. But at 5 or 6 years old, I really don't think that's what you're thinking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's totally inappropriate.
I feel like that needs to be handled on a case-by-case basis by the child's parents. If you got a bunch of fucking yum parents that want to teach their kids that they can be a boy or a girl, it doesn't matter what parts they got, then that's cool, man. Whatever. If that's
but
what
I can tell you this: if my kid
keep that shit away from my kid.
If my kid at 4 years old, 5 years old, come home and told me that his teacher told him that, there would be a big fucking problem.
Yeah, dude. Yes.
Big fucking problem.
Yes. It's fucking. It's fucking. It's craziness. Again, I don't feel like there's anything wrong with people and what they choose to do in their own bedrooms when, behind closed doors. That's their business, how they live their lives.
Yep.
Just don't make it a common procedure. Like, kids should be going to school to fucking learn the ABCs, 1, 2, 3s.
Yep.
That's what's wrong with everything now, with kids most of the time nowadays anyways, is they don't fucking, half of them don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not smart.
Yeah.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
No.
So, I just, to me personally, I feel like, let's just focus on the fundamentals here, folks. You know what I mean? And not only that, let's put tools in girls' and boys' hands and teach them how to work with their fucking hands.
Yeah.
Before it's a lost art. Before you have a generation full of kids that have to depend on computers and robots to fix shit.
So do you think, let's just say hypothetically over the next 10 years, does this exact point we're talking about, does it continue and get worse, or does it crash and burn and get better? You understand what my question is? Society, the way we're
society as a whole, I feel like we're on the fucking bubble of something like the civil rights movement happening again, like something, and not I don't want to say civil war, but something that will divide the country. It's gonna split it down the center, and I feel like it's already split down the center. But there's something's. It's bound. The bubble is bound to pop eventually.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think so.
We have never been more divided than we are right now. And the right, as extreme as the right can be, the left is even more extreme. You know what I mean? It's like, they just keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And people are there's fucking crazy fucking people out there that are just not down with what you're talking about. And you cannot preach tolerance and acceptance and have no tolerance or acceptance for your fellow man because his views differ from your own. That's and that's the left. If you are a fucking white Anglo-Saxon male that voted for Trump, and it doesn't matter if you're a racist or you're not racist, it's automatically white privilege racism. That's fucking ridiculous, man.
Well, the term racism has lost all of its meaning. Because everybody's a fucking racist now. Yeah, when there's actually fucking disgusting scumbag people out there that would harm somebody because of the color, just because of the color of their skin. Yeah.
Or hate you just because of the type of religion that you are. Like Muslims, if you're a Christian.
Yeah.
So, I just feel like the whole world, we're like this is like Stranger Things, and we're all in the upside down right now, man. And I feel like the media is the fucking the golem that's fucking trying to kill us all. You know what I mean? The monster.
You know
from
what though?
Stranger
The problem
Things,
is that you get. Look, I try to be, let's just say, open-minded about things, right? Like everything you just talked about, open-minded, religion, color, everything about it. But honestly, when I see someone like Rashida Tlaib stand up there and say, because some people did something, I want to shoot that bitch. I really do.
Yeah.
I want to take her the fuck down. I
Mark,
really
that's
do.
so bad, bro.
It infuriates me.
It's infuriating.
That
Yes.
This is acceptable
behavior
and talk. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
my people did something. That's just.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't know, dude. But I'm a well informed. I was gonna say armed. Yeah, I am one of those two. Well armed and a well informed, patriotic citizen of the United States of America. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I stand for the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. I stand for the things that my ancestors fought for, and not just for the color of my skin, but for Americans as a whole, black, white, Asian. I don't feel there's anything wrong with immigration. It's illegal immigration that I have a fucking problem with. The same thing that your great leader Obama, he also felt like the border needed to be protected, and he kicked people out and added troops to the border.
Yeah, but they don't pay attention.
They don't pay no attention to that. It's just because the orange man, which I feel like Donald Trump brings a lot of that shit on himself because he says some dumbass shit. But he does. I think he does. He does it on purpose.
The Democratic debate, and they sit there and say, Obama didn't put people in cages. You know what? All them videos and pictures were people in 2014 in cages.
Yeah,
Stupid.
yeah.
It was that. Who the fuck was running this place in 2014? You know,
Dude, I feel like I don't know about the. I feel like that is a very weird fucking subject that we will broach after we come back from this Bigfoot moment with Richie Blue.
yeah,
And
this is a new one, right?
yeah, this is a new one.
I haven't seen
This
this.
is a new one, and we will come back and we will talk about what Jason Catledge's comment is right there, because I really feel like if that's what they were gonna do, if they're gonna do something to bring us all together, it would be that. But we'll be right back after the Pennsylvania White Bigfoot with
I gotta
Richie
see
Blue.
this. Yeah.
Welcome to another segment of the Bigfoot Moment. I'm Richie Blue, your host. Tonight, we're going to be covering a personal favorite of mine. There are probably hundreds of pieces of footage, of supposed footage of Bigfoot out there, and I've been reviewing videos on Bigfoot for longer than I care to admit. And I got to tell you, there's only about a handful, I can count them in my one hand, of pieces of footage that actually deserve a second look, and this is one of them. And it is one of the reasons why it's my favorite is because it was taken actually 15 miles from where I grew up, in a little rural area just north of Scranton, Pennsylvania, a place called Carbondale. And you know, it was taken originally by, I think his name was Christian E, was the YouTuber's name, and I got the feeling it was shot sometime late December 2009, and he posted it up like the 2nd or 3rd of January 2010. So the footage is about 10 years old, and but first I just want to kind of give you an idea of how close this is to home, literally, pardon the pun. But this guy behind me over here, this is George. I'll be talking about him later. But if you look over here, this is Scranton, and you just go right up to 6 there, boom, and you are in Carbondale. And I actually only know one person from Carbondale, and he reminds me of Jason Lehman, of all people, but that's the only guy I know from Carbondale. It's a very rural, did I say that, rural area. So it's, you know, it's a little suburb, and lots of tree lines and stuff. Incidentally, Scranton over here is, I believe, 375 miles away from Cleveland, Ohio, where some other guy we know lives. And what's interesting about that, if you look on the map, is right in between Scranton and Cleveland, Ohio, is the Allegheny Forest. Ooh. So there's probably some Bigfoots were deflecting TJ and I from meeting at some point. But anyway, up here's a shot of the figure in question. This is the still shot. The video footage, and then we're actually going to get to that. We'll watch the original. It's only about 30 seconds long, so I'm not going to drag you guys through the mud. And then there's some clips I want to show you on some breakdowns of this video, because there was a bunch of YouTubers that got a hold of it. MK Davis, Thinker Thunker, of course, Bigfoot Tony. These are some of the big heavy hitters in the Bigfoot community that do these breakdowns on the especially the Sasquatch, Yeti, Bigfoot videos and stuff like that. So I'm going to be taking little clips from each of their YouTube breakdowns and just kind of briefing it for you guys, in a nutshell in it. Okay, so this is the unedited original clip. The story goes, this guy heard some stuff. His backyard is basically right up against the forest line. So he heard some sounds and he went out there. He's basically stepping around in the forest with a flashlight. And towards the end here, where you see before you see the figure, you can actually hear the figure breathing. So that was it. The clip was 30 seconds total, and the actual footage that was shot of the figure in question was only about a second and a half, right there at the end. And here it is, a still shot blown up. It's a little distorted, of course, because we zoomed in on it, but it is kind of eerie looking, suffice it to say. So let's look at it slowed down, and we'll loop that a few times. Okay, so here's the footage. I'm just going to loop it over and over, just the part where you could see the Bigfoot or the guy in the monkey suit or the mask or the CGI or whatever you want to call it. He gets hit with the light, it grimaces, ducks, and runs. But the original clip we just looked at, you saw how fast that was. Like a second, 1.2 seconds. Boom! That thing was like lightning. Pretty cool, I think. Okay, here is an example of one of the YouTubers did this demonstration of human face ratios. And essentially all he did was he just took some pictures of a bunch of different people's heads, and he got a good mix of people, men, women, young, old, and big, little, and he just scaled all their heads to size. So everybody's head was the same size. And apparently artists do this thing. It's like a real thing. When they do portraits, they draw a circle and they snap lines where the eyes and the nose and the mouth is, so they can have proper face ratios. And all of us as humans on the planet have the same face ratios. See where the eyes line up on that red line, and the nose and the mouth. There's an old school movie for you right there. And so regardless, we all have the same face ratio. Now, when we get back to our figure in question here, back to Harrison, and then the guy over there to the left with the monkey suit on, the mask or the CGI or whatever you want to call it, see his eyes line up, his nose lines up, but look what happens when we get to his mouth. It's way down below the other face ratios of all those other people. And to get it to match, basically, that guy on the left, his mouth, the only thing we can do is drag Harrison's mouth down like that, and all of a sudden we have proper face ratio. So what's interesting about this video is that the mouth actually moves. So I'm going to show you that here in a second. I'm going to set up all this frame here. And we'll just loop through it. So there's the second frame. See the mouth closing. Again, there's another one closing. Now it's fully closed. Let's loop it over again to see. 2, 3, about 4 frames there where you can see the mouth is moving. There's actually 5, but these are the clearest ones. So the point is that's one hell of a monkey mask. And here's a fella that has the right face ratios. Check that out. And you could see how his mouth lines up perfect. So yeah, that was a great mask. I like the way the guy ran the strings in there to make the mouth move. That's one hell of a feat. I'd like to see that mask. Anyway, I was thinking, like, this is Snowflake, the gorilla that was in the Barcelona Zoo for like 40 years. I think she passed on like in 2013. I think we should come up, since we're convincing ourselves, we spend a lot of times convincing ourselves that Bigfoot isn't real, let's add in something else. So besides a monkey mask, how about an escaped primate? I mean, that seems legitimate and sane. Maybe we'll just add that. Or maybe it was some CGI, like this 2010 movie, Planet of the Apes. Could be, right? I mean, hey, CGI is looking pretty good these days. Or how about our old friend George? What about him? There he is. You gotta love George. There's some nice CGI going on here, so maybe that guy in Carbondale did this with CGI. So you have to admit, I mean, that is some pretty compelling stuff. Now you can go into this whole thing like I talked about, like CGI or somebody wearing a mask or whatever, but it just seems like an awful lot of trouble to go through to do something like that, and at the end of it to only have like a 30-second clip. And I don't know. I think at this point there hasn't been anybody out there that has convinced me that it's a hoax. There's nobody that's debunked this video, and so there's that. And so I think it's still left open for interpretation. So why don't you guys weigh in? Let me know what you think, and stay tuned for next episode of Squeegee Life, where I'll be doing yet another breakdown on some videos. I think I'm going to be covering the Jersey Devil next time, but don't hold me to that. And also I have some ghost hunters lined up. One of the first interviews I'm going to do is actually with Jason Snyder. That's coming up, and he has some clips he's going to share, and good stories right there, and that's going to be fun. And then he's helping me out getting a hold of some other people that we are going to interview, some Bigfoot hunters, some mediums, some tarot card readers, just different types of phenomena. Is it phenomenon or phenomenon? Phenomena. Well, there you have it. So you guys weigh in, and I'll check you next time. Thanks again for joining me on the Bigfoot Moment. I'm your host, Richie Blue. Over and out. Back to you.
Well, I don't even know what to say about that, to be quite honest with you.
That.
Woo! That shit was fire, cuz!
Yeah.
Shit, don't forget to email Richie Blue your Richie Blue Bigfoot Moment suggestions and questions to bigfootmoment@gmail.com, man. And that edition of the Bigfoot Moment with Richie Blue was brought to you by Maker Products, man. That's the best shit out there. That's what Maker Products is.
Yeah, dude, that is next level.
Next level. I'm looking forward to the Jason Snyder stuff, to be quite honest with you. I think that'll be great.
Yep.
So, like Jason was saying before we went to the Bigfoot Moment, he said that he wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing if you see like a false flag event, that, like something like 9/11 or, like alien invasion. I think alien invasion, I'm going to be honest with you, I feel like they could probably project some shit into the sky, man. I really do. You know what I mean? Just think about the technology that they have. That Project Bluebeam and HARP and all that shit, they could be doing all kinds of crazy shit, bro.
Yep.
They make it rain in Saudi Arabia, right? One of those Emirate islands, they make it rain fucking like once a month or something like that, or once a week. They cloud seed and make it rain in the desert. How fucking crazy is that? So if they can do shit like that, man, they could do anything else. You know what I'm saying?
Mother Nature is not a force to mess with, though, man.
I completely and totally agree. Yeah. So, yeah, man, I mean, that's going to be really hard because, I can't expect Richie to fucking have one of those ready for every podcast, and I don't want to do away with the Bigfoot Moment. I know Richie's really busy. I mean, maybe I don't have a suit to wear. I mean, I can look for one if you guys want me to find a suit to wear. I'll look for a suit, and I got a tie. I mean, if I could probably find a suit jacket if you guys feel like I should be wearing one. I just feel like if I do the Bigfoot Moment now, I'm fucked because I'll have to go out and buy a library. And I feel like if I buy a library, I'm going to have to fucking have a better library than Richie. You know what I'm saying? I can't necessarily come at this and, like half-assed it. I feel like I need to be more well-read than Richie, so I have to have more books. You know what I mean? So there's that. You know, I've always been underdressed for every Bigfoot moment we've ever done. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't want people to forget. I mean, as good as Richie does those Bigfoot moments, that's my shit. You know what I mean? I'm the one that went out in the wilds and found the Bigfoot nests, not Richie. You know what I mean? You know, he might have suggested it, but, you know, I really feel like, you know, I mean, and my cousin Willie is the one that does the Bigfoot investigations anyways. He checks out the Big Feets, the Bigfoots, the Sasquatches. He checks them all out. You know what I mean? Richie just, like, pretends and watches shit on YouTube. So, I mean, he's, you know, I mean, he doesn't even wear a suit and tie. Like, that's fake, dude.
Yeah.
It's not.
Been up at the Salvation Army.
Yeah, that's not even real, dude. It's not even real, man. Those aren't even his clothes. That's a rental. Dude, I really appreciate that. But be honest about it. I feel like it has to be in every podcast, and I can't expect Richie to do it all the time. You know, but even though I've warned him, I said, listen, dude, when you take on this endeavor, it's gonna be really good. He's like, nah, man. I was like, no, dude, trust me. I know you. It's gonna be really good. People are gonna fucking like it just because you're doing it. I said, and then people are gonna wonder where the fuck the Bigfoot moment is, and you know, I mean, I'm gonna have to really, really step my game up with this. I'm gonna have to really go hard body karate on my Bigfoot moments now. So now the audience gets they get the benefit of all of this. Richie stepped the game up, so now we got to try harder. You know what I mean? So. You know, thanks again. Yeah, dude, that's yeah. I mean, he's got a pencil. I don't even have any pencils. You know what I mean?
That red pencil is badass.
All I've got is crayons. I'm gonna need one of those telescoping pointers. You know what I mean? For my shit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna need a huge map. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
TJ, get Dan Aykroyd for the show, dude. I would love that, dude. You know how fucking cool. I feel like you know. People sometimes may get lost and wander around in the show and be like, dude, I can't believe this. I thought this was a window cleaning podcast. It's not a window cleaning. We will talk about window cleaning because we're window cleaners, but that's what we do every day.
Well, do you go to work every day and talk about window cleaning?
No, I fucking don't, dude. Yeah, I don't mind shooting a breeze about window cleaning, or somebody has a question about the business, or hey man, have you tried this, or what do you think about that? And you know, that shit's cool, you know what I mean? But if you're signing up and to the patreon.com/fucking Squeegee Life, don't put the fucking in there, it's just Squeegee Life. You gotta know that this ain't gonna be just that, you know what I mean? And you're gonna get just like the IWCA. Don't forget IWCA. If you want us to you know, you want to sponsor the podcast, just let us know. Just hit us up. But
if you want a specific window cleaning podcast, watch Jersey.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Jersey has a great podcast, and it's all about everything that has to do with cleaning things. Like that's all he talks about. So, you know, that's a perfect podcast for you. It's very informative. I enjoy it. Mark, put that down. I know what that is.
Oh, you can see it.
Yeah.
Just playing.
Yeah. The fucking that's a great spot to go. But this right here is the podcast by window cleaners, and we talk about shit that interests us and make us laugh. And if you have questions about window cleaning or anything like that, all you gotta do is leave a comment on iTunes, and we'll answer your question, or Podbean will answer your question. Here, if you can come watch the show live and ask questions, you know, and we'll talk about it then.
Something.
Go ahead.
If people think there's not enough window cleaning talk, if you look what's happened in the last year and a half to 2 years that I've been in here helping you with the podcast, you look at here's two prime examples. I can guarantee you ammonia sales at Ace Hardware has gone through the roof because I'm getting private messages. Is this the one? Okay. You know what else?
Yeah.
Gardner, Reach It, Zero. Everybody's making
Simple,
Tradpole,
Tucker.
Tadpole.
Everybody is making. Where'd that come from?
Right here.
Right here.
Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right here.
Right here.
No doubt. Yep.
So there's that.
Yep.
I mean, where do you think the window weapon deep frame came from? This podcast.
Yep.
Because Mark was like, if he's smart, he'd take the brush. I was like, yeah, you take the fucking brushes off the end of it, run the pad edge to edge. That's better than what he's got now. And look what he came out with a couple months later. The fucking window weapon deep frame with no fucking brushes on the corner. And I bet you that one outsells the regular window weapon. I guarantee it does. I guarantee it. Because it makes more fucking sense. Thank you. You're welcome. That's all you got to say, Perry, is thank you for the great ideas, guys. And we'll be like, you're welcome, bitch.
Well, he builds everything on other people's ideas. I mean, there's no doubt. The rinse bar was around a lot longer than he was, and he,
of course,
claims on it.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. Herman Weiland was fucking putting a sprinkler bar on the top of his brush before anybody else did.
Right.
Bitch was robbing fucking sprinklers out of the yard.
Got
dead grass, but
what's he famous for? Who was Herman?
The wagtail dude, right?
Oh.
The wagtail. No.
Oh,
Willie Erkin, he was playing out. All those guys were coming up with that stuff years ago,
Sorry, do much for Simple lately, but your help was great. I don't know what that means. If you're talking about I'm not doing enough for Simple, I don't talk about Simple enough. I mean, your fucking shit is in the title sequence. Your Simple banner is right there in the corner of my screen every fucking podcast. And look, your banner's hanging on the back of my wall. And anytime anybody says anything wrong about you or your product, that's not fucking... I'll try to fight them. So I don't know what else you want from me, Philip.
There's a throwdown.
Yeah. I don't know what else you want me to say for you, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what else you want me to do, my dude. You got your new you got that dude in Canada that's helping you out with your website, which is what you need. I've given you suggestions on how to take your product to another level, and how to what I felt like this is the next poll you should do. You should do this poll and this poll. I've told you how to do that. I'm here for you anytime. You know what I mean? So I really don't know what you're talking about, my dude. But, if you watch the beginning of this podcast, Philip, or the end, you'll see that this podcast is brought to you by www.simpole.com. All your sales are slow. Well, listen, man, I bet you everyone's sales are slow. It's fucking like the end of summer, beginning of fall. Everybody's fucking squirreling their money away, bro.
You're selling a product that will last people
forever.
You're selling a product that is a premium, prime, great piece of equipment. And because of that, unless it gets lost, most likely you're not going to wear one out. And let's be real. It's one of the most expensive things you can add to a window cleaning business. One of the single most expensive pieces of equipment. Think about it. You could buy a nice water-fed pole.
Yeah.
You could buy a nice pressure washer for the same price,
right,
or less. You know what I'm saying? You could buy a nice water-fed pole and RODI setup, or a trailer and a pressure washer. Okay?
I have not to cut you off, but just to put a period on this for Philip. I have a good feeling that in the spring you're probably going to do record sales. I think, Philip. The positive momentum for your product has built up over this entire season, and when people start to gear up for next year, I think you're going to be doing quite well for yourself, because your poll speaks for itself, and there's not a lot of people that are going to be able to deny that. It's just a good poll, and you'll do well, Philip. Just you're going to have to understand that, just like Jared said, all suppliers are slow right now, dude. Everyone's winding down, man. Not everybody lives in the desert climate. Some of us, the upper half of the United States is about to be in the deep freeze. So,
Yeah.
The more populated section of the country is about to be under ice. So,
do you look forward to the weather changes? To cool down.
I look forward to the fall, like from October into the second to last or last week of November are my favorite fucking
time of year. Yeah,
it's my favorite. I love jeans and hoodie weather. I just love it. Love it. There's nothing better than that. There's nothing better. It's just the best time. I don't like sweating. I'm tired of the fucking sun. I'm over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need to get my bones cold. I need to fucking takes a little bit to get my joints loose in the wintertime, more than it used to. You know, it takes a little longer than now, but whatever.
Well, now that you're 40, you'll see every year it gets a little harder and a little harder.
Yeah.
Go home a little more sore and a little more sore.
Oh yeah, Philip's all good, Jay. He's all good. I misunderstood him as all. He's all right, but I thought maybe he was like, man, what the fuck, bro? But again, Philip does. I thought more in the fall. You're right. Cool down is 80. Yeah, dude, that's the thing, man. In the fall, I don't really, me personally, I don't buy a lot of equipment in the fall. I mean, it's time to start thinking about, am I going to be able to feed myself this winter? Because who knows if there's going to be 12 feet of snow on the ground or not. Yeah. Or we're going to get another polar fucking vortex where straight windshield washer fluid freezes to the glass. You know what I mean? You never know. So you got to be fucking ready. The only time I make a tool purchase in the fall is when something breaks. And unfortunately, Philip, you make a quality fucking product that don't bust. Yeah. So, start making them cheap, dude.
Yeah.
If you want to sell more poles, Philip, make them like shitty, like Reach It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, does anyone have any questions for me and Mark, window cleaning related or not? Whatever you guys are into. We've got about another 30 minutes here, and we're going to sign off, and we'll catch you next time. I can tell you this.
I am my first full month into using Black Diamond soft rubber because I got a gross from Casper. Mm-hmm. And I got to say, I handed it out to my guys, and it's the cat's ass. Yeah. It's good shit. I got no complaints with it.
I can't agree with you more. I'm a medium user, but once I got the soft, I got 3 dozen soft T-tops from Casper at the huge convention, and I'm super duper happy with them. Super happy with them.
Yeah, the one thing different I will tell you and this is my opinion based on my technique, so not everybody might find this. When it's ready to either flip or change a Black Diamond, it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't clean badly, but it creates more drag than a worn Sorbo. Mm-hmm. So you're like, okay, now it's time to change it. And I got to tell you, it's a good rubber. For the price and the cost.
Cannot fucking beat it. You can go to windowcleaner.com and get you some fucking Black Diamond Squeegee rubber. You will not be disappointed. It comes in medium and soft, round, and T-top, and just about any length you want. And and I can tell you this right now, the guys over at windowcleaner.com are going to send that shit to you fast as fuck. You're not going to have to wait a month and a half or 3 months for your shit to come from China. You can just get that shit right fucking now from windowcleaner.com. It's in stock, and it'll probably be there in 2 or 3 days. So, what's go ahead.
Go ahead.
Can I read it?
Jared M.
Yeah.
What's a good cut of meat to start smoking with as a beginner?
Ribs.
Yeah, ribs or chicken, because chicken's only a 3-hour cook for me. Mm-hmm. Ribs are a 4-hour cook.
You cook ribs in 4 hours? No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. 4 hours.
No, you don't.
Them ribs you ate 4 hours.
They tasted like shit.
2 hours bone side down.
They weren't good.
Right.
They weren't good, dude. They weren't good. Go ahead. Keep going. Keep going. 2 hours. What were you gonna say?
2 hours bone side down, 1 hour bone side up. Wrap them in 45 minutes, and then cook them to 185 between the bone. That is 4 hours, buddy.
Mark Tanner wishes his ribs were good, but they're not.
Yeah.
My ribs are way better.
Yeah, they are. Listen, well,
why you get all mad? Why you start crying and shit?
I'm
your
reading
fucking
the
face get all fucking.
You're gonna be on. Listen, when we go to the huge convention, you're gonna be on my team. I'm not.
I don't give a fuck. I won't be on nobody's team. How about that? I'll be. Yeah, I won't be on your team either, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Mark, do you ever smoke any fish?
Yeah, a buddy of mine showed up with some mahi, some dolphin, and he's like, "Hey, let's throw it in the smoker." And I'm like, "Let's do it." And it was gone. People wailed on it. Fish smokes really quick, so be prepared. Keep your temperature out. But yeah, smoked fish is good, no doubt.
You guys eat dolphins?
Not dolphins, not porpoises. We have a fish called a dolphin, mahi. It's a fish. A porpoise is a mammal.
Okay.
We don't eat porpoise.
Okay, you don't eat porpoise. All right. I was to say, you fucking sick fucks.
We don't eat flipper.
Okay.
Dolphin is great.
Because them motherfuckers are smarter than you are.
Yeah, they are.
They are. Like, they're smarter than
They are
humans,
smart.
man. Them motherfuckers
You
are
ever
smart
seen
as
that
fuck.
movie, The Day of the Dolphin?
No.
They taught him how to do all kind of things. Yeah, but no, seriously, we have a fish called a dolphin, and it's a beautiful, great eating, light white meat fish. Also called mahi mahi, and
Why don't you just call it mahi mahi instead of throwing out that negative stigma out there that people think you're eating fucking flipper?
yeah, no, we ain't eating.
You fucking stupid ass cracker.
We have steelhead and salmon. Salmon's a dark fish, but it's good.
Yeah.
It can be a little bit fishy.
Fishy. Like Mark's vagina.
Here's
How
a good
does the new
question
guy
right
to
here.
the business get route work without pissing off anyone that may be washing location that I target?
Okay, Jason, don't go into clean work. As a window cleaner, you should know what's being cleaned and what's not. You can go in any strip mall and find a dirty job. Close the deal. Done. Don't cut prices, and don't go into clean work.
Yep.
That's it.
Unless you want your fucking hands broke with a ball peen hammer.
In Florida, you'll find yourself in a dumpster. You will. It's like the Wild West here.
I tell you what, man, I don't take kindly to dudes doing that shit to me because I would never do that to somebody.
No.
Like roll up on a job I know somebody's cleaning. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
I would never
Yeah.
do that. Never do that.
No. Not when there's enough work for everybody.
Yeah. I smoke my fish with apricot wood for about 6 hours, 180 degrees. I like it almost jerky. Okay.
Yeah, 180 is nice and cool. And any fruit tree is going to be good wood for smoking.
There's Mark with the whistle. It don't matter where that microphone's at. You're whistling, bro.
Yeah,
you can't help it.
Dixie
Yeah,
over
you
here.
can't help it. It's just part of your being. You just whistle. What do you mean? Okay, anybody that talks to Mark Tanner on Voxer or listens to this podcast knows that Mark Tanner fucking likes to whistle when he talks.
Meanwhile,
I'm not making shit up. We accept you for it.
I sent you 2 sneezes last night. You still ain't pulled one off. It is the hardest thing to do.
Yeah, I can't, dude. Yeah, I can't do it, man. I never have one in time, dude.
I don't know why it makes me laugh, but it makes me laugh so hard when I send them.
Yeah, Fish does it all the time. Shameless. Yeah, those you don't want to. Yeah, there's plenty of jobs out there, man. You know what I mean? There's plenty of jobs out there. It's gonna be rough breaking into the window cleaning business. It's gonna be rough, man.
Here's the thing.
It's not gonna be easy.
If you take work from an established window cleaner, meaning someone that's been in business for more than 5 years and has a nice route, if you take work from me, I'm not going to kick your ass anymore. I'm not going to follow you around. I'm going to make sure I know what you're doing, and I'm going to take your work away from you. I will target you. I will follow you in that way, and I will go into every account you clean. And I will give them 6 months free service to take them away from you. I'm not kidding you.
Really?
So, yes. No. Dude, I bought a business down south, a route from an old dude. I told you this story. And I had a guy attack the work. He took 3 or 4 accounts that were already low priced, and he cut the price and took them. And he called me up. I went and took a sports bar and a car dealership from him, his 2 biggest accounts. And he says, I think he said something like, I'm just a little zit on your ass. Why are you targeting me? I go, because I just bought that business. I paid a lot of money for those accounts. You went in and stole them. So you got a choice. Back off, or I'm going to put you out of business, because I will give my guys all my work and make my day about following you around. And after you're done, I'm going to go into your accounts and I'm going to take them.
Why would you do that, dude? If you did that to me, I'd whoop your little ass, Mark. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know right now. I will whoop your little ass if you do that to me,
When
Mark.
you spend $20,000 to buy a business,
I will dwarf toss you. I don't give a fuck about your money, bro.
you'll be sitting on the curb crying, okay? With the lollipop I give you,
Okay. Okay.
pretending it didn't hurt.
Okay. Over.
Look at around and see someone.
Over.
Everybody see that? Over.
That's a little inside joke there. Over. Oh, fuck. That's so great. Yeah, man. I don't like I could see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
If somebody went in and cut your fucking legs out from underneath me, if somebody did that to me, I'd probably be just as vindictive. I would do the same. I'm like, oh, all right, well, I'll just find out what you're doing, and I'll fucking chop your legs out from underneath you and see how you like that. It's all in how the matter takes place. If the customer calls you and asks for a fucking bid, that's one thing. Then maybe I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yes. If
You know what
they're
I mean?
not happy with the service, or you're gouging them, or they feel they're being gouged, it's open season. But on jobs that are bid, I didn't lose one. I didn't get one that I bid up against 2 other companies. And I don't feel bad when I drive by and see them washing the job that I bid.
Doesn't bother me either, no.
I know I gave them a nice, fair price for my company.
And I got beat on it, and that's that.
Exactly. And I know what they got for it, but I know what they didn't get. That's the way I look at
exactly.
it. Plus, I can guarantee you they came in on a low. And look, there's companies that have less overhead or more hungry, or they're new into business. I did it too. Hey, it's an open market. But again, I was taught from when I started, you don't go into clean work.
Yeah,
that's it.
I'm the same
I don't go
way.
into clean work.
The dude that
if someone calls me and says, come look at my windows, and I get there and I either know someone that's doing it or can tell there's a window cleaner there. Okay. I ask them, do you have a current window cleaner? And if they say yes, I say, well, why are you interested in making a change? Now, if they're honest and they say we want to save some money, I'm probably not the guy for you. Or if they say the guy doesn't show up, he doesn't return phone calls, I'm going to take the job. I'm going to take the job.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm the same way. Because if a customer leads with, this guy's charging me too much, I'm going to be like, I'm not cheap either. That's my first.
You know what?
That's what comes right out of my mouth instantly. Yeah.
Look at it as a whole. If you're going to go save someone $20 a month to clean their windows, you've devalued the industry to where when that day comes that you want to get out, if there's no respect between companies and just it's the Wild West and everybody's taking everything for a less price, because that's really how you get work, is by cutting the price. You're not going to get anything for your business when you go to sell it, because it's not respected. Make sense?
Yep. My suggestion to you would be, Jason, start a fucking Instagram page for your window cleaning company. Go out and find yourself some dirty jobs, clean them, take pictures, post them to Instagram with your website and your fucking location, and people will start calling you for bids, brother. That's what I would do. It's the best way to do it, man. That is the best way to do it.
I told you this story.
Especially nowadays.
I'm going to say this story again. I have a mall where I have 80% of the work, and the last 20% no one's doing. And we've been there since they broke ground on it. And there was a Starbucks in there. I didn't have the Starbucks. Starbucks closed up, and a new coffee shop came in. And I see this old dude cleaning it, right? Wooden pole, brass squeegee, steals a cart from the Whole Foods. It's all good. I see a guy like that, I just want to smile, say he's doing it. He's been doing it for forever, probably longer than me. He sees me one day, and he says, I see the other guys you got working. They're pretty good at what they do. I said, thanks. And he says, look, I hope you're not upset. I come in here for this one job, and the only reason I do this particular coffee shop is because I have their other location. I said, listen, I've got everything around you. As long as you don't spread your wings and start going after the work that I'm currently doing, we can work together. I'm cool with that. So fast forward 6-8 months, I become friendly with the guy. 6-8 months, I get a call from a yogurt store. And I already have work in the same plaza as the yogurt store. I go and talk to the guy. It looks like it's kind of clean. It's, maybe they have someone they're not happy with. And I give the guy the price, I don't know, $75 a month for once a month, let's say. He hires me. I clean it up. About 10 days goes by, the old guy calls me up. And he says, what happened over there? That was my account. I said, okay. I said, I got 75 for it. What are you getting? He said, I was getting 60 a month for once a month. And I said, okay. I said, you want the account back? And he's like, yeah. I go, I'll take care of it. And he's like, oh, I don't do much commercial work. I'm mostly just retired. I do some residential. I said, look, I'll take care of it. I called the guy back up. Oh, no. When I went to wash it again, I walked in. I didn't clean it. I said, look, I can't clean your account. And he's like, what's the problem here? I said, the guy that was cleaning it, that's my uncle. I can't take his business. I said, I know you're not happy with him. I've already spoke with him. Say, turn it up a notch. Make sure you reach behind the booth. Get the handprints gone. He's like, man, I really wish you would continue to do it. And I said, listen, I can't do it. Blood is thicker than water, my friend. Shook his hand. down the road it went. That guy called me. I want to buy you lunch. When I go, no. That's the way I work. I didn't. If I known it was yours up front, if he told me it was you, I wouldn't have touched it.
Right.
But that builds respect in the industry. You know, look,
just have respect for the guy that's out there doing it just like you are, and you should get along well in life. You know what I mean? There's a couple, there's a company in town that I can't fucking stand these dudes, but I still won't go behind and fucking try to take their work from, even though I know they're scumbags and they do shitty fucking work and it's scab as shit and they're underhanded. I won't stoop to their level. Their customers will call me eventually, and plenty of them do. So, you know.
Yep. Well, listen, residential is another market, but commercial storefronts are a public entity. You can walk up and find a dirty job in every mall. Go talk to the people. See if you can sell the job. And that's
what do you charge? He says, so what do you charge? Man, I mean, that's really all relative to area and what you feel that you're worth and the quality of work you do. I can't tell you what to charge.
It depends on how good you are at what you do. I try to make, for standing on the ground washing storefronts, my company needs to make $50 an hour. If you've got an employee making $15 an hour, you better be making $45 an hour on that job, or you're going to lose money. Triple it. And guess what? If I can clean windows twice as fast as you, I can do it for a little bit less. If you can clean twice as fast as me, you could do it for a little bit less. There is no set rate in window cleaning.
Right.
None.
That's just you got to place your own value.
Yeah. Well, it's like you see on these pages, especially on Pro Window Cleaning. Yeah. They put a picture of a job up. The guy goes, I was getting $200 of cleaning for this, and some guy came in at $150. What a scumbag. And then they trash the guy. I'm like, well, maybe the guy's not a scumbag. Maybe he's twice as fast as you. Because twice as fast at $50 less a month, he's still making more than you.
Well, we had this conversation. A guy came behind me and pressure washed the concrete at this fucking house that I did I did a water fed pole job on. It's a maintenance job. I do it 3 times a year. Mark knows what I charge for it, and Mark also knows what the guy said he would charge for it. He's like, man, I don't know how you're making any money doing that. And I'm like, dude, I'm here less than 2 hours. I'm making really good money. I'm making double my fucking hourly rate. Plus $50. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here for less than 2 hours. And he's like, oh, I've probably been there 4 or 5 hours. That's the difference between you and me. Yeah, I mean, you're a pressure washer, window cleaner, bug spray, fucking rebuild your deck guy, and I clean windows. I'm a window cleaner. That's what I do. I do. I'm not saying I don't pressure wash, but I clean windows. And soon I'm going to be able to do some other shit that has to involve windows, and then everybody's in trouble.
Exactly. But let me tell you something, though, T. If you're in a strip mall and you have 4 accounts, right? And the 5th one comes out to you, and you say to the guy, well, I'm going to do it twice a month. It's going to cost you $30 of cleaning, $60 a month. And the guy says, you know, I'm really only interested in spending $50. Okay, why not grab it anyway? The expense to get there is already paid for. Whether you clean them or not, it's another $50 in your pocket. It's another 10 minutes on your route. So you go home 10 minutes later twice a month. What's wrong with that? You can, you know, if you're already there, another account for a little bit less because the guy doesn't want to spend as much. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm already there.
Kaz Noach is a window murderer. Yeah. That's funny. I never heard that.
I'm like legit. Like, if you're already there, you know, I'll take a little bit of a hit because then I'm doing the whole thing and I'm right there any fucking way.
Hey, Kaz, did you see that post? I was going to tag you in it, but I don't want to start a war. Someone posted a building. It was probably 15, 20 stories. Nice high-rise job. And someone goes, man, how much do you get for something like that? You got to get at least, I think the guy said something like $80,000. And then the guy that was theoretically getting a job, he goes, double it. And I'm saying to myself, there ain't no way that thing pays $160,000. You guys are delusional. You guys are fucking delusional.
Yeah. Are you like cleaning it like once a month or what? You know what I mean? That's a lot of money,
That's
man.
your yearly rate for daily service.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, bro. Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah.
That's why we water-fed pull all outsides to make very good money. Okay.
Let me explain one thing to you. You've seen the Whole Foods that I clean?
Yeah.
If I showed up with my portable system, which is very efficient, and started water-fed polling a Whole Foods at 6 o'clock in the morning, leaving as much as 10 gallons of water on the floor, they would chuck me right out. They would be like, "Oh hell no!" The first time someone opened a door,
I don't listen.
Water from the transom got them. They would be like, "You're
listen."
out of here.
I'm gonna tell you what right now, and I could be way wrong. And I've not one of my commercial accounts, storefront accounts like fucking AAA or Interstate Battery or fucking Subway. Nobody is McDonald's. Nobody's gonna be like none of them are gonna be cool with me water-fed polling a fucking thing, dude. It's just not gonna happen, dude. It's just not gonna happen. At least where I'm at, there's no way. No fucking way. I roll up on a job and squirt it down with water and scrub it and then rinse it all off. They're going to be like, how the fuck are you going to do that in the wintertime, bro? You know what I mean?
Not only that,
that'll be
even
the
if
first
it dries
question.
perfect, they don't want the water on the ground.
Yeah. They don't want the water on the ground. They don't want it in the fucking door when people open the door, dripping on people.
Dude, you seen that hotel I cleaned the other day? I put up a picture.
Yeah.
Okay. That had 8 cut-ups above the front door. I purposely got there at 7 a.m., which is early for me, and scrubbed the entryway of that door. I had cones down. I was squeegeeing with my good squeegee water off the floor so they weren't tracking in the hotel, and I was nervous as hell about doing that. But it was so filthy because it'd been years since it was cleaned. And I'm like, I am deathly afraid of some asshole walking out and slipping. Just then, a old lady with a walker with the tennis balls on the back, she comes skating out the front door, and I got an 1/8-inch water-fed pole hose there, and I'm moving to get it out of her way because she's going to take a dive with that. If
that's
you think
exactly
that's
what's
a
going to
safe
happen
way,
too. That's exactly what's going to happen too, dude.
If you think that's a safe way to clean, oh, forget it, man.
Yeah. For me, I'm going to be honest. I mean, I just feel like strap around the old tool belt. Now, if I could just get a one-snap belt, I don't know where I could find one. I've been looking around for one for a while, but, I still haven't gotten one. I keep looking. I feel like all the ones on the market are garbage. But anyways, I just feel like I can snap up, put my belt on and go a lot faster than I can setting up a water-fed pole. That's just me.
Yeah.
That's just me. I'm not saying it's the right way or the wrong way, but that's the way I prefer to do it. I feel like, for me, water-fed pole is a really situational thing. Sometimes it's like it just makes more sense to do this water-fed pole. You know what I mean? And then other times it just makes more sense just to bust out the old squeegee and the washer and just get down with getting it down and show. I feel like I get more jobs doing my thing with my squeegee in my hand than I do water-fed pole. Nobody's like, man, what is that you're using? The only time I ever hear anything, the only question like, that's a pretty neat tool you got there. But when I'm fucking washing a window with traditionally, people are like, man, you do such a great job.
There's an art to that. There's an art to that.
And the guys will be like, and I hear that a lot. The things I hear the most is that, man, you're an artist with that fucking thing, and that is the most satisfying shit I've ever seen anything in my life is someone cleaning a window like that. You know what I mean? It's just you turn more heads if you can spin a squeegee more than you can with a fucking I'm squirting water on shit.
Well, Phil says that. Phil says pressure washer guys leave a lot more water, but they're not there twice a month.
Yeah, and they're not there fucking just before
and
they
guess
open.
What?
They're there
I hate
at
to
night.
tell you this. When they hire a pressure washer, they expect it to be wet out there, not when they hire a window cleaner.
Yeah, and not only that, you're not going to see very many fucking pressure washing companies pressure washing something with that much traffic going on. It's not going to happen. They're going to be doing that shit at night.
Yeah.
Or in in the evening when there's or when it's shut down. They're not going to be doing that shit when people are fucking using the walkways. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
You got degreaser down, you got fucking SH down, you got fucking detergent, they're not going to be doing that shit when people are walking through.
Also, if you're doing it right, you got traffic cones up. You got all kind of stuff. I'm not setting that up to wash windows.
Yeah, I'm just washing windows.
Yeah.
Just washing windows.
If I don't want someone to walk next to a door when I'm cleaning it, boom, I put the bucket there. Right there. There's your bucket. There's your cone. Right there. I'm telling you, I walked around that hotel 2 entranceways I had to clean early in the morning with my asshole puckered up, dragging that hose going, I hope someone doesn't come out this door. I got to get this done. I got to get it. Make me crazy that I'm not going to hurt somebody or I'm not going to, the doors don't open and all this water comes down.
Yeah, listen, Philip is absolutely fucking obsessed with that inside water-fed pole shit.
Tell you what, Phil, we're going to make a video when I meet you in Orlando to do the IWCA 2020 show. You bring your pump sprayer, you bring your, a matter of fact, Phil, I'm driving my truck. I'll make sure I bring my portable with a 50 gallons of pure water in it, and you and I will go to the nearest Wendy's, talk to the manager about giving them a free cleaning, and we'll compare. I bet you $100. I'll bet you lunch at that same Wendy's. I can wash 10 windows faster than you can water-fed pole 10 windows. Meaning, I know when I'm done, mine are going to look good. Yours might have spots.
Yeah. Well, I'm just set up to tear down 10 windows. We all know who's going to win. That's stupid.
Yep. I don't even take the bucket out of the cup. Yeah.
But yeah, man, fucking, hey, it is what it is. Hopefully Richie sends us another Bigfoot moment. If not, I'll have to do one. I'll know by midweek if I have to do one. And if I have to do one, it's going to be better than his.
Yeah, and let me just say one thing. I'm not anti-water-fed pole.
Neither am I.
There's a place for it, okay? But the true professional, in my opinion, knows where and when to use it. Mm-hmm. Oh, and Phil says you're on. Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to get this. I'm low on my backpack pump sprayer.
Hey, don't forget your 24-inch fucking Sorbo Squeegee in your ledger, bruh. You're probably going to need that. So I guess we'll know soon if if we're going to be able to hang out and I might be able
within
to
the next week to 10 days because I'm going to have to get flight arrangements and everything as soon as I hear.
I mean, fuck. I mean, it'll be the beginning of October, not the end of September then.
Well, it's got to be no later than the first week in October because I'm doing a Tennessee trip and going riding for a week, so I'm not going to let it ruin my vacation.
Hopefully it ain't the first week of October because I have a huge fucking job I have to do in October, the very first week.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. Don't worry. I'll let you know as soon as I hear. I should hear within the next couple of days.
Mark's like, you'll just skip your work and come help me. Yeah, okay, that's what I'll do.
You got to tell me that hanging with me is more fun than working.
Yeah, it may be, but I still have fucking responsibilities and obligations. I can't just be blowing off work to hang out with some fucking loser.
I'll be there for 4 or 5 days, for at least 5 days. So you get it.
Yeah, and it's like partially residential work, so I know you won't be helping me because you already said you wouldn't.
I want to know. I can't wait to meet Phil to see who's actually taller because I heard
there's no way he's taller than you.
I think he's probably like 5'4", so I'll be towering on his ass.
I'm gonna stand on a phone book.
Well, Philip, I seen your water-fed pole job at that grocery store. Spots everywhere. That's the Uhu guy. That's the super detailed window cleaner. Remember that guy says he spends like 20 minutes per window or some shit like that? I get out a fine-tooth comb on my windows.
Yeah. We had a guy here that was doing Dollar Generals like that, and and I go into, in the rare occasion, I go into a Dollar General, and I look at this, and I'm like, this motherfucker is badass. He must be spending hours here cleaning this. I hope he's getting $200 or $300 to cleaning, because where I come from, it's 50.
I tell you what, the guy I bought the business from, I still have the account. It used to take him an hour and a half to do this storefront, and it takes me fucking 20 minutes. You know what I mean?
I know, right? Yeah.
This motherfucker's, he's washing, blading, washing, steel wooling, washing. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Yeah. If you're blading that glass, you don't need to fucking brass it right afterwards, my dude. Just fucking, you know what I mean? Just like every step. This motherfucker got like a 15-step process for everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Relax,
you know what it
bro.
is, though, T? You and I both are very similar in the fact that when we clean our route work, it's so frequent. I'm in the window maintenance business. I'm not in the window. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with
I
you
show
there.
up to clean windows. I clean windows, and they stay clean because I'm there so frequently.
Yeah.
And I get paid every single month.
Yeah.
Every day I go to my mailbox except Tuesday because no one mails checks on a Sunday.
Nope.
I get money coming in every single day in my mailbox.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah, it's
I maintain glass. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I mean, first times usually take me a little bit longer because I got to beat them into submission. But after that first cleaning, I make sure it's right the first time, and then I'm making fucking money after that. Yeah. I'm getting in there and knocking that shit out and getting the fuck out of there. I ain't trying to, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't trying to shatter any record books every time. I'm just trying to get my money because I'm going to be back in 7 days, do this shit again.
Dude, I told you.
2 weeks.
I worked with a guy and bought his business. in an older section of town that had such an art. I told you what he said, and I'll remind you because you're gonna laugh. He would pull up in the truck. He would grab his strip washer and his squeegee and his pole. He would lean the pole on the building. He'd take the strip washer and he would wipe all the sills. He'd wash the door, put a card in there, said the windows were clean, and we would leave. We would go back 4 hours later. He would wash the inside of the door, and he would take their money.
Yeah.
Take their money. And I said, well, anything he's doing, I'm going to do better because I'm going to actually service these accounts. He'd tell me, I don't make money on the ones I clean. I make the money on the ones I don't clean. And that's what he said. And he made a living doing that.
Right.
He would be standing there having a conversation with them, distracting them, and he'd have his hand in their back pocket, taking that money away. Yeah. But he did.
Crazy, man.
He did. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, more like $20. If I hold you, I've been using Reach It Blue Metal. Yeah, their blue metal pads are pretty cool. But somebody is gonna source that material, and then he's fucking up shit creek without a paddle. Once somebody finds out where to get that blue metal to apply it to like a tucker pad or like a regular old fucking, just to use as in a scrubbing purpose, like they sell the bronze wool pads and the white pads. As soon as somebody sources that, the window cleaning industry finds out about that, his goose is cooked. Because that's about the only thing he fucking did that was worth a shit. Yep. Okay, let's get back to Bigfoot or something else. Well, we've only got 3 minutes left in the podcast, so you can get back to eating these nuts, motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of that, Jason, where's our Bigfoot moment from you?
Yeah, that dude, he's...
In what, 2 years
Yeah,
now?
it's only been 2 fucking years, scrub. So...
Bitch ain't allowed out of the house, will be arrested.
Yeah, so if you guys could like this podcast, like it here, share it around, tell your friends about it, or you can go to like www.patreon.com/Squeegee Life. You can be a patron, and you're gonna have some exclusive shit that no one else is ever gonna see. Well, they'll probably end up seeing it later on, but you'll be able to laugh and take the piss out of us before anyone else. But just exclusive content, you know what I mean? There's a bunch of member benefits that will be evident one of these days, and you'll be like, oh, man. But, if you want to...
I gotta go on.
Hamana.
This I find funny. I see posted on Facebook all the time where it says, I'm looking to hire a new technician. Sorry, guys, we're not technicians. We're not technicians. A technician will rebuild your transmission. Mm-hmm. A technician will read your x-rays. Mm-hmm. A technician will fix your television. You're a fucking window cleaner. You're not a technician. Done.
Done.
Technician.
Well, with that said,
technician.
we'll see all you technicians next Sunday. And we thanks you all for watching, and we'll see you again. Peace.
Later, dumbass.